All right, I'll forgive you. But if you do it again, you're gonna. So, we're dealing with a person. See, Krishna, God, is a person. So, you can kick him once, and he'll forgive you. But if you do it again, well, then he might just give you a slap. So it's not just blind forgiveness. Forgive you for anything you do. That will turn you into a monster. You know what I mean? If you keep on. So there's a limit. There has to be some limits. So it's not blind forgiveness, but forgiveness is there, of course. Yes, the whole principle is based on that, and it's absolutely necessary because in this age, it's an age where we are weak. It's an age where in previous times, the times are more favorable for spiritual life. People were deeper, more patient. We're very impatient. We don't last very long. If we have to perform too much austerity, then it's already too much. Oh, I can't do it. No, there's too many rules, impossible. Forgiveness, yes, in this age, is very much part of spiritual life. So we have Krishna, he's the Supreme Lord, and Krishna means the all-attractive. So all-attractive is saying something about a relationship that we have with the Supreme Lord. Krishna also came on earth 5,000 years ago. But 500 years ago, Krishna appeared again in another form, in an especially merciful form, who was kind to all the, even the most fallen. He would give the most fallen, sinful people still the mercy. Yeah, so we are representing that mood. So this is the mercy movement, actually, the movement that picks up anyone. It said, but yeah. So, just as I drove past the church here in Leicester, it said, let me see if I remember it. No one is too bad to come in, and no one is too good to stay out. That's what it was. So, when I read it, I thought, I memorized it because I thought, that slogan would fit us also. Yeah, that would fit us. No one is too bad to come in. Everyone is welcome. And no one's too good to stay out. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah?
Can you define and explain the existence of the soul?
Sorry, I'm not used to English. I speak American.
Can you define and explain the existence of the soul?
The distance of the soul, or the existence?
The existence.
Existence of the soul. Gosh, Britain. Oh dear, oh dear. Can we define and explain the existence of the soul? The soul is a spark of life. It is a particle of Krishna's energy. The soul is of a different nature than this material energy. The soul as a spiritual spark. The symptom of the soul is consciousness. And that consciousness is the energy of life. When the soul enters dead matter, it can give life to that dead matter, although the matter in itself has no life at all. It's that the body in itself is just dead. The body only comes to life when the soul enters. And as soon as the soul exits the body stops showing symptoms of life. It was actually the soul all along who is life. This soul is infinitesimal in size. This soul, its consciousness pervades the body. The soul is eternal. The soul cannot be destroyed. The soul never took birth. The soul will never die. The soul is an eternal part, an infinitesimal part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Although not the Supreme Lord. The soul is eternally separated from the Lord. But the soul is eternally dependent on the Lord. Without a relationship with the Supreme, the soul cannot find satisfaction. The soul is never independent. The soul needs relationship. And thus the soul is always searching for some relationship with something, with some external factor. Either an object or a person. And the soul enters into this relationship with ice cream, with money, with possessions, with a fluffy little animal, pet animal, or, you know. In this way, so many relationships is the nature of the soul. But the only relationship where the soul can actually find peace and no longer needs to change is in the relationship with the Supreme. Otherwise, no matter what relationship the soul enters into, it has to change after some time. So again and again we change relationships, change, until we come to the Supreme Lord and enter into that relationships. Then no more change. There we can stay. Then you can say, now we have reached our destination. The journey has come to an end. Welcome home. Thank you. Yeah. Hare Krishna to you too.
I want to ask you about the subject of abortion.
Yeah.
I've read a little bit about it from what Prabhupada has spoken about.
Yeah.
And he quite vividly and in black and white terms equates it to murder.
Yeah.
I suspect is the best way to look at it. One of the questions I have is a lot of the people who say that abortion is a good thing often talk about medically ill embryos and fetuses.
Yeah.
If they were delivered, would have to suffer and would have to have medical treatment, which of course is considered to be not a good thing.
Special extenuating circumstances.
Yes,
now.
that sort of thing.
Not the regular abortion, but the special extenuating circumstances. And how do I deal with that?
How do we justify that?
Well, you know, I think also, in case the kids do pop out, you know, but we find that there's a part missing, then we can always put a bullet through their head. I think that act of mercy killing would also be really kind. You see, it's all to do with a godless vision. It's all to do with thinking that things are just going on by chance, and that these kids just have some bad luck, and somehow or other, you know, we can do something about it before it really happens, so why not help them out of their misery? But if we see that simply everyone is under divine care, no one is alone, all alone, everyone's under divine care, and then under divine care, these living beings have been placed in the womb, and something is missing, whatever it may be. Something's not quite right. So that means that they have to endure something, because in a previous life or previous lives, they did something which was not quite right, and therefore now they have to face something which is not quite right. So they have to go through it. And therefore, let them take birth and help them through it as much as they can. And in this way,